Hi, today I want to talk about Post Orthostatic Tachycardia syndrome, POTS, dysautonomia, and neuromediated hypotension. And basically they're all the same condition, they just have three different names, but they do the same thing. So I want to talk about this condition, how it can affect your life, and the alternatives that you can do to make it better. Because I have suffered from this condition from about the age of 16, and it started after a viral infection, never went away, and as the years went on, it got worse and worse to where this is a major reason why I'm on disability. And it affects many organ systems of the body, so I really want to talk about what this does, why it happens, and we'll get into everything, the alternatives that you can do to make it better, because I made it better. So let's start with causes of this condition. Usually they think it's caused by a virus or an infection like Lyme disease, and most of us really did get this after some type of viral infection. So let's talk about what it's doing to the body. And a lot of doctors today think that it's the vasopressin levels that are becoming, like, they go up and down. So vasopressin is a hormone, and it regulates the water in your body. And what happens with this is it seems to roller coaster, and it's just uncontrollable, and it just will go up and down during the day, but it really drops to where it causes the blood pressure to drop. So when this happens, you get lightheaded, you get dizzy, you get weak, you can't stand up a lot of times. When it's really severe, there are people that pass out from it, or you feel like you're going to black out. So, if this sounds like it's you, that's what this is. You can get rapid heartbeat and irregular heartbeat from it, and usually it happens when you're standing up. So if you've been sitting down or lying down, and then you go into a sitting position or standing position, all of a sudden you get rapid heartbeat and irregular heartbeat. This can also cause acid reflux, which a lot of people don't know. And the reason that it causes the acid reflux and the stomach problems, plus stomach cramps, you can get really bad cramps from it, is because you're not getting enough oxygen going to those systems. And the same thing with your brain. You can get neurological symptoms, you can get sound and light sensitivity, and a lot of people do not know that that is what's causing it. You get the sound and light sensitivity because your brain is not getting enough blood and oxygen, and it just seems to cause that. Pretty much those are the major symptoms, but it also messes with your blood pressure, and a lot of people get misdiagnosed with having high blood pressure when they actually have this, which is a low blood pressure condition. And what happens is when you go to the doctor, your blood pressure will read high. You'll actually read higher than a normal person, and you'll read sometimes it can be in the 50s, 150s, it can be 160s, but you actually feel better on that day. You're not lightheaded because it's up more. But what happens is when you come home, it bottoms out, and it can go really, really low, into the 90s or lower. I've had it lower than that, and you're lightheaded or blacking out. So what really happens is you'll go to the doctor, it'll read high, they'll say, oh, you must have high blood pressure, let me give you a low blood pressure pill. They give you blood pressure pills, you faint from the pills because you have a low blood pressure condition and they misdiagnosed you. So that'll create even worse problems, and it's something that really needs to be looked into, because if you think you have this condition and they're telling you you have high blood pressure, you need to get a blood pressure cuff and measure it when you are home and see if it's dropping every time you're lightheaded. You have to see what's it doing, and then take that to the doctor and tell them, look, when I'm home, it's dropping a lot, and that should hopefully give you the right diagnosis with this. Let's talk about, okay, the worst things that you can do with this. And there are things that are in your diet that you don't even know about that are actually making it worse every day. And this took many years of research, and I had to finally figure out what was doing this to me. And I actually did. I found out what really triggers it. So I'm going to tell you what can trigger this and what you can do about it. So let's start off with garlic in your diet. Most people do not know this, but garlic lowers blood pressure, and it is so strong that if you eat something with garlic 48 hours later, you will still get a POTS attack. You will get a neuromediated hypotension, dysautonomia, POTS attack, up to 2 days after eating something with garlic. It will happen. You'll be light-headed, you will have weakness, you will be dizzy, you will get sick. And that's from the garlic in your diet. And if you find that you eat a lot of garlic because you think it's going to make you better, you're making yourself worse. Garlic is like the enemy of this disease. If you do garlic, that's just the end of you. That's why you're so sick. If you cut the garlic out of your diet, you will notice a very big difference. It might take a little while to get it completely out of your system and your diet, but you'll notice a really big difference in your quality of life. You won't get this as much. Another culprit is nitrates in your diet. Nitrates lower blood pressure. Nitrates are found in meats, cold cuts. They can be in chili. It can be in anything that's kind of like has a meat product in it. Bacon, ham, things that people eat every day. If you have nitrates, you're going to have the same effect that the garlic has. And it's going to lower your blood pressure, and you're going to get all of these symptoms. And you're going to be deathly ill. And then you're going to be wondering, what triggered it? Why are you so sick? Why are your symptoms flaring? Well, if you would just trace what you ate, up to a couple of days later even, just trace what did you eat, you'll find that you either had garlic or you had something with nitrates in it. And that's what's making you so sick. Cut out the nitrates, cut out the garlic, and you will see a big difference in your life. Let's talk about what else is bad. MSG can also cause it, but it's actually not as bad as the first two. So MSG has been known to make people feel faint. It has been known to do a million bad things, but it's actually not as strong as the nitrates in the garlic when it comes to this disease. So you still should cut it out, but nitrates and garlic are your two worst enemies. The third thing I really wanted to talk about, fourth thing, hot showers are your enemy with this disease, and a hot shower will lower your blood pressure and trigger an attack of this. And it really does trigger it. The shower can even just be too warm and trigger it. If you take a colder shower, you can actually stave off having an attack of this. You can really make it much better if your showers are colder. Once you start with that hot water or the warm water, and that blood pressure starts to drop, once you get out, you are going to be weak and dizzy and lightheaded, and all these symptoms are going to come on you again, and you're going to be sick for the whole day. And that really does, happen with the water. And I actually noticed it recently a lot more because we had a hot water problem in my building, and I didn't have hot water for like 2.5 months. We finally just fixed it. And I noticed that I was better with the fainting thing. I was like, I'm not lightheaded, I'm not, unable to stand up for like time at a, what I was getting, when I get it severe, I can't even stand up. But I noticed like I can stand for much longer periods of time, and I'm just better with this. And I just kept saying, how come all of a sudden I'm better? And it's the showers, the hot water. But I kind of knew already before that the hot water was causing a problem. So a lot of times if I had to go somewhere, I would take a colder shower or take the shower the night before and still try not to trigger this off. When you're under that water, you just have to, say to yourself, is it too hot? Is it too warm? And really get it lower. Anything that lowers the blood pressure, is an enemy with the